Hello again, YouTubers! Like I promised yesterday in my first vlog, I wanted to discuss what sexuality means to me. My entire life, I've struggled with the truth that the school systems, religion, and my parents have taught me, and the truth that I know and embrace today when it comes to the idea of sexuality and sexual diversity. I've known from the time that I first started butting into my own sexuality that I wasn't exactly the norm. But I have only allowed myself the freedom of self-expression and acceptance in the last 4 or 5 years. I found myself attracted to female friends and interested in the female body, as well as the masculine one, since I was 11 years old. I remember exactly when I first began to consciously realize when I was home alone doing chores one afternoon after school. I had MTV playing in the background. This was during the time that MTV was still music television, so there was actually music playing. And the band Tattoo, that Russian couple portraying themselves as lesbians, was just starting to gain popularity in the States. And the video for their song All the Things She Said came on. Now, if you know what video I'm talking about, you know exactly how hot that is. It's them, Yelena and Yulia, in schoolgirl outfits, singing in the rain behind a train-like fence with a bunch of onlookers while they hold hands and touch and kiss. And as young as I was, I didn't quite understand it, but because I had been raised a good little Christian girl, so I felt guilty and wrong for enjoying what I was seeing. At first, I kept switching the channel away, only to put it back and watch more of the video. And by the end of it, still not knowing exactly what I was feeling, I couldn't understand why anyone would hate these two girls singing in the rain about love and affections, and walking away into the horizon together, supporting each other. This is really when I began questioning Christianity as well, but that's a different story for another day. But I became aware. I was aware of the fact that they held hands, the way that I wanted to hold both girls' and boys' hands. I learned about homosexuality and bisexuality, and I learned that at least a few of my closest friends were also bi. And I also became very close friends with the only openly lesbian girl in my school. And when in high school she started dating another very good friend of mine, who's bisexual, I had to learn, very harshly I might add, that people just don't approve. Teachers singled them out, students harassed them in corridors for just hugging or holding hands. And I got angry. I stood up for them because no one else would. These people, they just didn't understand. And I knew that I didn't understand either, but I sought to learn and think. So I did. And I didn't just learn about sexual orientation either, but also expression and alternative sexual lifestyles, such as BDSM, which intrigued me. I was introduced to BDSM, or bondage, dominant, submissive, sadomasochism lifestyle when I was 17, after having had sexual fantasies revolving submission, servitude, pain, etc. since I was about 11 years old. And since then, I have become heavily involved in the lifestyle, and the relationship I am in now, I call my significant other Sir, or Master. And this is by choice. And I also wear this collar for him. Again, completely by choice. Our dynamic is foreign to most, but I've learned that it's just not worth judging anyone for what they do in their bedroom, or what lives they choose, as long as it follows the SSC credo, or safe, sane, and consensual. I also have become friends with a number of transgendered people. At first, when I was younger, I didn't understand that. I thought it was weird that people could be something other than what they physically were. But after I learned about it, became very, very close with these people. My best friend is currently, my current best friend, is a transgendered female to male. And I learned about it and I started understanding what was going on. That things in people's heads don't necessarily represent what they physically are. And once I was involved in these things, I realized that sexual education in our country is sadly lacking. Maine prides itself for having the lowest teen pregnancy rate in any of the states, but it's still at least as high as Denmark and Sweden combined. Children are taught biology instead of actual sexual issues, if they're taught anything at all. Abstinence only until marriage education has become rampant through the US. It has only served to increase the problem because as many people are still having sex before as they are now, but now they have no wealth of knowledge to save them from diseases or unwanted pregnancies. And this, to me, is wrong because it's totally preventable, and we're too closed about sexuality. And so, sexual expression and education are two of the most important motivators for me and my goals in life, which are to become a sexual educator for younger school children and to help start parenting centers throughout the US, which have been shown to decrease child sexual molestation and increase openness and understanding of um, reproductive health and the like. So, thoughts, YouTube?